Hi, Lightwave has some issues with UV maps, especially on discontinuous points, and since Modeler had some work recently, I thought maybe I could point those out and hope for some uh, hope that these problems can be looked at. So I'm just gonna make a simple box and make a simple cross UV map for this, just using PLG plugin. Make UV, line, and pack. Okay, so if I subdivide this box, I start to get a lot of stray points, floating points. A lot of internal ones become discontinuous. By the way, discontinuous usually are flagged as red, though a discontinuous point can be white. Um, so I get all this mess, and this happens in a lot of operations in Lightwave. Usually, the way to fix this is just hit Control U to unweld everything, and then merge. And okay, it's good. But the problem is this operation. It's not always good. For example, if you have your model loaded in its external application, you want to keep point order. Sometimes this must be respected. Another thing is that unwelding and merging doesn't work for loops. Also, another issue is sometimes when you have, for example, if I come here and I say, okay, I don't want these polygons to be UV mapped. So, for example, I can move this here, clear this map, and oh, I just cleared the map. Why the points are back in there? What happened? So let me cut, paste back, then clear. Okay, clear all these points. And okay, that seems to work. But if I merge, oh, it's back there again. What the heck? Yeah, so it doesn't work. It's something that it's a limitation in Lightwave. It also takes place in other applications, but in some other applications it doesn't take place. So I wish it didn't take place in Lightwave. So moving on. Um, so apparently it's all good, but if, for example, if I try to use the knife tool in here, I'm gonna get this mess. Uh, Geometry snapping to discontinuous points and more stray points. So not what I want. Like, well, again, unweld everything using the knife tool does the job. So after I'm done, I can just hit merge and okay, everything works. But there are situations where this can't be used. For example, if I want to cut a loop from here to here, exactly this loop, okay, I'll get this. Um, so I can't use the connect command, which is quite good and common command. I can use connect command across UV scene. Benso Pro kind of respects the seams. So, for example, if I kind of respects the seams, although it makes some stray points, like seen here. But I can't stop the loop. So if I just want this loop right here, I can't. Another thing, it doesn't work well across UV seams is edge bevel. Well, edge bevel doesn't work in a lot of situations, but in this one too. Although it's funny, it makes a good correspondence to the span of the bevel in the UV, but it just doesn't work. Rounder just kills the UV, so not a good alternative. So that's not gonna work. Now there are some issues that are quite rare show up, but they show up. For example, when sometimes I copy and paste, and I get UVs messed up. For example, some discontinuous point is snapping to the other point. Uh, these rare issues, again, are rare to be a problem, but when they are, sometimes it's hard because since they are not expected, sometimes it's when you're farther in the project, you notice, oh, because I've done that, because I just simply copy and paste that model to another layer, I messed up the UV and I didn't notice. Another rare one is sometimes using the connect across a seam, but instead of edges, using it across vertices, across the seam. So here it works fine. So it's rare. Okay, but there it is, not so rare. But sometimes in other vertices it doesn't happen. You can see, for example, here. No, it's happening all of these. For example, no. Okay, let me see this seam. Okay, not happening in this seam. So you see, it's not a consistent error. So sometimes you don't expect it to happen, and it's very bad to not be aware that these things are going on in the UV, especially when you're just modeling. You're not paying attention to the UV, just modeling, cutting stuff. Okay, so I think this sums up basically the issues I want to talk about. Uh, there's another video where I talk about also the problem of making UV map from a portion of a connected mesh, not just the whole mesh, but when you do something like this, and you get all vertices are white, and there should be red vertices, discontinuous points, because when you subdivide or do some other operations, those vertices there are relating to the rest of the mesh, this rest of the mesh, and it will cause also some trouble. So when one does a map like this, automatically it should be with discontinuous points around the seam, like this, and not white. So yeah, that's basically it. I hope this can be looked into. They make sometimes working with UVs in Lightwave very tedious, very time consuming and hair pulling, and hopefully they can go away. Cheers.